All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chuck Williams, and I'm here in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm absolutely privileged to be able to host tonight's call for the Cepeda team on Monday nights. Typically, Monday night call is a product-oriented call, and we will talk about the product tonight, but it's not going to be just product tonight. We're going to talk about the full gamut, both the product and the opportunity. I've got a special guest speaker. CeCe, president, will be joining us in a few minutes. But before we get started, this is a picture of yours truly. On the far left, a little before Isagenix, I had actually lost a little bit of that belly fat before I started using the Isagenix products, but the last 23 pounds I released were 100% due to Isagenix. There was no extra exercise. There was no dieting. I was not hungry. It was absolutely an amazing event, and it was due to the Isagenix solutions, the weight management solution in particular. Several months after that, for the first time in decades, I got the craving to start exercising, went and joined a gym with my wife, Diane, started exercising, started using the Isagenix performance products. And we'll talk more about them in detail in a little bit, but it was pretty cool because I had guys in the gym come up to me and they saw this older gentleman, 57 years old, working out. The middle picture there, no muscle in particular when I started. And within a matter of a couple months, I gained 2 inches in each bicep. And I had guys come up to me and ask me if I was on steroids. I'm like, no, this is purely great nutrition and hard work in the gym. But I got to admit, mostly great nutrition. So I think it's really important when you're looking at a company, whether it be just for the products or the opportunity or both, like I was, to know the company's vision. And our company has a phenomenal vision from the top. And it's very well stated here. It's to impact world and health and free people from physical and financial pain. And in the process, create the largest health and wellness company in the world. Isagenix corporate is in Chandler, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix, a suburb of Phoenix. And I had the privilege of going there a few weeks ago and actually seeing it firsthand. I highly encourage all of you to make that visit at some point and go on the VIP tour. It's absolutely amazing. But the company is built on integrity. And with the vision to impact world health, we're not talking about just being the largest network marketing company in the world. The company really wants to be the largest health and wellness company in the world. And that's right now Johnson & Johnson. I think the last I heard is about $80 billion a year in sales. The picture in the bottom right-hand corner is one of our owners, Kathy Cooper. Her and her husband, Jim, are the 2 primary owners of the company. And this company is all about integrity. I've heard Kathy Cooper myself multiple times say, if it's not right for the customer, if it's not right for the associate, it's not right for Isagenix. You can read about the earnings disclaimers. You can read about the product disclaimer. Just take a screenshot or whatever you want to do here. As you can see, we like to be very upfront with people. You know, this is not some get-rich-quick program by any means. You can get rich. It doesn't have to be as slow. CeCe, president's off to a great start. The weight loss, we don't make crazy, unrealistic claims. The average is about 9-10 pounds in a 30-day period based on a test we're going to get to in just a minute. So you might be thinking, why Isagenix? Well, I think these statistics are just some of the reasons that we've chosen Isagenix. Nearly 300 people have earned over $1 million with Isagenix. That's amazing. Hundreds of people have lost over 100 pounds. It's been growing for 16 plus years, and the company cumulatively has earned over $6 billion in sales. That alone is amazing. Kwang-Soo Shin, a friend of mine who's helping the company open up Korea, and in fact, he's in Korea right now, he basically said that was all the due diligence he needed right there. 16 years history, continuing to grow, and $6 billion in cumulative sales says it all.
Awesome. Hey, Chuck,
yes.
Can I just let you know that the slides are not showing?
Well, I thank you very much.
Yeah.
Always works better when you hit share screen. Thank you, Nancy. So basically, I was just telling you that millions of lives have been impacted with Isagenix. It's privately held, responsibly run with no operational debt. And that's really, really important. This company is profitable. Last year, doing just under $1 billion in sales. So they're making money, and there's no operational debt. That's the kind of company you want to be with. And it's 16 years old, so it's not some startup that has a 99% chance of failure in the first 5 years. As most of you on this call know, the economy is changing. It's not the same economy we grew up in as kids, and especially what our grandparents and great-grandparents enjoyed. Today, people are taking side jobs. They're selling online, they're renting rooms, they're giving rides. I think you've all heard of Uber by now. Nobody even knew what that was 5, 6, 7 years ago. Trading ideas. All these are great ways to make extra money. I applaud these entrepreneurs. But you know what? They're all still trading time for money. And as long as you're doing that, you're not ever going to achieve real financial freedom. I haven't seen many uber millionaires celebrate it. Have you? Here we have close to 300 ISA millionaires. So what would the ideal business look like? I have to pause here for just a second. So what does the ideal business look like? Time flexibility, time freedom. I heard Herb Cepeda say it best. He's our mentor. He basically said he's also free from his business. A lot of people get in network marketing and they're tied to their business. They have no freedom. At the end of each month, they're trying to meet all kinds of quotas. Here, you have total time flexibility with your business. Work from anywhere. If you've got internet access, if you got a phone, if you got internet, you can do your business. Training and support are available. There's a positive culture, an incredible community here. Impact and contribution. That's what's really leading the charge with our young people. We call it the start generation. It's that impact and contribution they're able to make, along with us who are in the second half of our careers and lives. No caps on earning potentials. You literally can build as large a teams as you want and make an unlimited income here with Isagenix. When looking at choosing the right company, and I've got to tell you, I told you my success story with the product earlier. Let me tell you about my business background. I personally have been the #1 income earner with 4 network marketing companies. Now, I used to be pretty excited about that. I've earned a 6-figure income. This is my 5th company to earn a 6-figure income, but I was the #1 income earner with 4 different companies. I wasn't very good at choosing companies. Those companies, all but one of them, no longer produce any residual income for me and my family. And so this last time, I let my sponsor, who happened to be the CEO of my last company, choose the company this time. Literally, I didn't choose this company. Michael Wiedder, my sponsor, who's on the call tonight, thank you for being here, he basically did his due diligence and was looking for our next home, and he chose Isagenix. When doing that, he and Herb and Patty Cepeda and others, they have criteria that they look at. And the company's financial strength and leadership are very high on that list. Then you got the products. Products that work, products that people have an emotional response to, products that you don't have to create the need and desire. Those are the things we're looking for. The compensation plan. Fair for the brand new person and fair for the person who's experienced. Pause one second here again. Sorry about this.
And you know, the great thing is with our company is we help to relieve people of physical and financial pain. And so those were another, again, the breadth of the product line, the efficacy of the products was something that was really important. And then the compensation plan. You know, when you look at the compensation plan, and Chuck had mentioned these figures before, you know, this is a company that's produced almost 300 millionaires right now. I think if you look at the amount of people with this company right now that are making 6 figures plus, I think it's getting close to 400 now that are making 6 figures plus. And, you know, when you look at the leading income earners in our industry, in the direct sales industry, and you look at the companies like the Herbalifes and the Amways and the Avons and some of the other companies, the New Skins, these companies that are multi-billion-dollar companies, and you look at the leading income earners, you know, Isagenix basically has more people that are making a significant amount of money than these other companies that are doing 4, you know, times the revenue and more than Isagenix. So they've got a tremendous compensation plan that Jim has basically put together, and you know, he's been an expert in compensation plans in this industry literally for the last 25 to 30 years. And then again, the system, you know, that they have, both for the content that they've been able to deliver, for you to be able to share the message of Isagenix, not only on the product, but also on the business standpoint. They do a tremendous job on that. And then the last reason really, you know, that we looked at and made that decision to be able to also get involved was the timing. And as a 16-year-old company, not only are they in a situation where they've got the foundation, and we know this is a legacy company. When I first went to the company, I not only met with Jim and Kathy, but also Eric. And I was incredibly impressed by Eric. And I knew from a legacy standpoint that this was a company that we could build one time and it would pay us for the rest of our lives. And then from a timing standpoint, we also knew that at the time, I think they were in 16 countries. Most of the billion-dollar companies in network marketing are in anywhere from 30 to 70 countries. And not only are they in 30 to 70 countries, but the majority of them, or of the billion-dollar companies, are getting the majority of their revenues from Asia. And that would be Japan, China, Korea, and so forth. And so we knew that here's a company that not only had a great foundation, but was really about to start their international expansion. So we really believe that, you know, within the next 3 to 5 years, this is a company that not only was going to be $1 billion company, but was probably going to double to $2 billion and more. So those are really the reasons, and that's the reason that we chose Isagenix. So back to you, Chuck.
Michael, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I am super excited to introduce our guest speaker tonight. CeCe president has really come on the Cepeda team and just done a phenomenal job as she's getting off to a great start, being mentored by Herb and Patty Cepeda. And I just asked her tonight to come and share her story. After this, we're going to talk a little bit about the products. If she wants to talk a little bit about that, she can with me. But mostly just want you guys to hear her story and how she's getting off to such a great start, building such a great team of people. So, CeCe, take it away. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Well, hey, Chuck. And it's so great to see all these happy, excited faces here online with us tonight. I'm going to tell you, I feel so blessed when I think about Isagenix, because, you know, what I realize is I think I had the perfect Isagenix experience. Because here's the reality. I fell in love first with the culture of our company. Then I fell in love with the products. And then I fell in love with the compensation plan. So let me share with you guys how that all started. So a few years back, so before my life at Isagenix, I worked as an international trainer and speaker for a training and development company out of California. And a few years back, I had this great speaking tour going across Canada, and my last stop was in Calgary, Canada. And I was leaving Calgary, Canada, going to San Diego, California. And I was in the airport, guys, and there was all these people, and they were just happy and smiling. And some of them had little cups that said Isagenix, right? And other ones had, T-shirts that said Isagenix. And so I sat there in the airport looking at these people for about 5 minutes. And then I finally looked out and said, excuse me. And then about 5 or 6 of them turned around. And I said, this Isagenix thing, do you have to be fit, healthy, and attractive to be part of it? Or how can I be a part of this? And they laughed. But that was my introduction. That was the first time I'd ever seen the word Isagenix or heard of Isagenix. And that was my introduction. Seeing this group of healthy, happy people that were just so high on life. And so fast forward a year, I was in Australia, and I was backstage getting ready to speak, and somebody said to me, would you like a shake? I said, sure, I'll take a shake. And I remember drinking the shake, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. What's in this? And she looked at me and she said, water. And it turns out this little company that we were speaking for that we didn't realize was this little company called Isagenix. And so I fell in love secondly with the product. I loved that shake. I didn't know what it did for me, but I knew it tasted good. And a friend of mine who was also at this event said, no, we're going to do this together because they said that we can have more energy and lose weight if we try this product. And so I did. I decided to try the product with my girlfriend and went on to release 30 pounds. My husband went on to release 92 pounds. My sweet little mother gained 7 pounds of lean muscle and aged backwards 5 years. And it's just been it had been the biggest blessing. Until one night, I decided to watch the compensation plan video. And I did. I sat up at 2 o'clock in the morning one night listening to this compensation plan video. And I remember listening to it the first time, and I said, wow, I think he just said, he didn't say what I just think he said. So I watched the video again. And then I said, no, he did say what I think he said. Let me listen to it one more time. I listened to it a third time, and I'm telling you guys, I couldn't sleep for days. And I was completely and totally focused on building, building something with Isagenix, building something that, like Chuck said, would be a legacy. I have had the fortune of having created a couple of 7-figure businesses, a couple of 6-figure businesses. And so I've had wealth before in my life, but guys, for the first time, I believe I have found it to help me to have financial, and that's what I'm truly looking for. And that's, what I'm really excited to build and create here with my partners like Chuck Williams and those of us on the Cepeda team. So I'm excited that you guys are here. If you have any questions, I'd love for you to ask questions, but I'm gonna share with Chuck some of my favorite products when he goes and talks about the Isagenix products.
All right, thank you, CeCe. I've unmuted, and this time I'm going to remember to share the screen, and we'll get going here. Now, Isagenix is all about solutions. Let me go back one slide. Solutions for weight wellness, solutions for performance, solutions for vitality and well-being. We used to call that healthy aging, but I like the way they call it now. And solutions for personal care and beauty. And then the one on the far right, we're going to touch on a little bit tonight also, is solutions for financial wellness. These are the 5 solution areas that Isagenix has. So CeCe, you and I can share about these products here. You talked about the shake. I'm going to start with the Cleanse for Life. I love the story about how Isagenix started. 16 years ago, John Anderson was bit by a brown recluse spider. And for those of you that are guests on our call, you may not have heard this, but he was in the hospital and they wanted to basically amputate his foot to help save his life from the brown recluse poison toxins that were in his body. And he said, time out. He goes, I'm a nutritionist. I've produced over 2,000 nutritional products for over 600 companies around the world. I'm known throughout the world as the mineral man. I would rather try to find a nutritional solution than have you cut my foot off. And so against doctor's orders, he basically signed himself out of the hospital. He went back, and I assume with some friends in the lab, he produced a very high-level nutritional product, which we lovingly call Cleanse for Life. It's called Nourish for Life over in the UK. It's got different names, but it's basically the same product. This product not only helped save his foot, but as a serendipity to that, he lost a lot of weight. He shed a lot of weight. And he's like, holy cow, I found something that really removed the toxins from my body. And in the process, I released a considerable amount of weight here. This is something very, very special. The masses of people in the world need to know about this product. So instead of selling it to one of the 600 companies that he had sold formulas to before, he said, I've got to have my own company. Unfortunately for him, he did not understand how to do the corporate side or the marketing side. And so he sought out a couple that had had great success in their past, Jim and Kathy Cooper. Jim and Kathy Cooper had no interest in getting back in business. They were financially secure for the rest of their lives. They had done the do. I mean, they were set. Well, John Anderson, the story goes, bribed them basically with a custom Harley to just meet with him, and that was all it took. When Jim and Kathy Cooper saw this, they came out of retirement. That was 16 years ago. This product right there, Cleanse for Life, was the beginning of history. CeCe, if you want to talk a little bit more about the shakes, this is the other product that they started with. It was basically those 2 products, the Cleanse and the shake. There's a 9-day system in the beginning. We've come a long way. But CeCe, you want to share anything more about the shake? You are muted, young lady.
Unmute myself. Hold on. All right, there we go. There we go. So what I love about the shakes is they're a full meal replacement, 250 calories, like 24 grams of protein, and, all these vitamins and minerals that, really help to bring the nutrition, to carry the nutrition to your brain. I always feel like after I drink my shake, I feel smarter in some kind of way. But I think the thing I love about them, I've tried other shakes in the past, and other shakes are they're just supplements, right? And so an hour after I've had it, I want to eat my arm because I'm starving. But with these shakes, you know, from day one, I knew they tasted good, but you know, what I've learned is that they satisfy me, and you know, and it's a whole complete meal. Now I can't even fathom like getting up. Yesterday was a special day in my house. And so my husband and I decided to, instead of having our shake for breakfast, we decided to go out for breakfast. And my body told me all day yesterday that it was not as happy with me. So, you know, it's just one of those things that your body will crave. Once you give it good stuff, your body will start to crave it. And my body absolutely craves those ice and lime shakes. But can I tell you that what one of my favorite things is, though, Chuck, is the Ionic Supreme. That stuff I call my Zen juice, right? Like I call my Zen juice, and it really is just some botanicals and a bunch of adaptogens, which are these really cool plants that will literally adapt to what your body is doing. So in the mornings, in the mornings, if you take Ionic Supreme, you'll feel a surge of energy. You'll feel this natural calmness, right? But in the evening, if you take the exact same products, it adapts to your body and will help you go to sleep. Oh my gosh, I've had a very trying few months because my sweet little mother-in-law has been very, very ill for the past few months. And I'm going to tell you, Chuck, that it was the Ionic Supreme that just, kept me from, that kept me just calm and just feeling more blissful in a situation that was really, really, really stressful. So I love Ionic Supreme.
My wife and I totally agree. In fact, we had one of these calls and we talk about our favorite product, and almost everyone's our favorite product. And somebody went on Facebook, I think it was Mary Lou, went on Facebook and did a little poll. What's your favorite product? And most people I saw were choosing Ionics. It really is phenomenal. My wife and I literally, we get up and we have a shot glass and we fill it an ounce in the morning and we do a toast. We pray together and we do a little toast with Ionic Supreme. It's a great way to start the day. The next product over is a Complete Essentials with Isagenix. This product, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. There's a morning pack and an evening pack. So for guys like me that aren't too much into, figuring things out, it's real easy. You take the one that says men, you take one in the morning, you take one in the evening, you get all the nutrition vitamins you need. It's absolutely amazing. The Complete Essentials includes the Isagenix. And that product there, they told me all the things it would do. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Telomeres and lengthen the telomeres and what that does for it, and how the guy who developed the product basically won a Nobel Peace Prize. And I'm like, those things all sound great. But what really amazed me the most, CeCe, was one day after my wife was cutting my hair. Now, it does not grow hair back. I know it's not growing back. But the hair I have is literally turning back to its natural color. About 6 months ago, my wife cuts my hair, and there's this pile of hair on the floor. Again, not as big as it used to be, but a pile of hair on the floor. And it is much darker than the gray that it had becoming. So it's just amazing that not only have I trimmed down and toned up with Isagenix, but now with this product, my hair is actually going back to its more natural color. I went to my grandson's grade school last week, and it was Grandparents' Day. And I kid you not, because of Isagenix, I felt so out of place. I felt like I was, what all these grandparents are all looking so old and out of shape. And here with Isagenix, it's not that way. And it would have been that way if it weren't for Isagenix. So these are the 5 core products. Isagenix has, I think, we're up to like 70 now since we added the essential oils. But these are the 5 core products that the company was built around. Amazing, amazing products. We also have targeted solutions that brain boost and sleep support. Those are the kind of products that you don't typically get in your normal pack. But if you decide to come in with one of the larger packs, like the Ultimate Pack, you get all this stuff. That's when my wife and I first learned about some of these products. And my wife's an avid tennis player. And so she'd been having trouble with her knees for ages. Well, using the joint support, all of a sudden her knees started feeling better. She started playing better tennis. And nothing makes mama happier than being able to play better tennis. So, again, just great targeted products. Some of you who were on the beginning of the call, you saw I took an e-shot. That's why I maybe talk a little too fast. I will try to slow down, but it's a phenomenal energy drink. It gives the energy. CeCe, have you had any experience with these products that you'd like to share real quick?
Oh my gosh. So let me tell you my favorite one. So on this screen, my favorite my two favorite products. All right. I got to tell you two. Okay, 3. All right. Just 3. I promise. Just 3. So every morning, so one of my routines in the morning is I take my brain boost and I take it with an e-shot, because what I find is when I do that, like I am just in a zone. I can focus, I can concentrate. you know, some people would try to categorize me and say I have some adult ADD. I just say I have lots and lots of energy. But Brain Boost and my eShot, it like literally focuses my energy. I love, love, love it. And then you'll see a pattern with me. I love combinations. My other favorite thing in the morning is with my Ionics, I take Recover. So I work out pretty much 5 days a week, and you'll see, you know, I'm here in my workout clothes still. So I work out 5 days a week. So my body gets a little achy and things like that. So I love in the morning, even before my workout, I wake up and I take in my little shot and I blend it up. I take Recover with some Ionics and water and ice and blend it up like it's a little slushy, and I drink that down, and it's just the most amazing thing ever. My body just feels good on the inside with all that stuff going in it, and all of my aches go away from my day's workout. So I love it.
Can't wait to try those myself. Great combinations. I know you kind of get used to these products. They work so good. Like I said, I gained 2 inches in my biceps alone, and for a man of 57, I was pretty excited about that. But you know what really got me excited was one night we ran out of recovery, and after our workout, we didn't take recovery like we had been doing throughout our entire workouts. We forgot what it felt like to be sore. Seriously.
Yep.
Because of Ionics, we didn't have that stiffness and soreness. Well, we didn't have our product, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, this is what it used to feel like. You know, a couple decades ago we used to work out. And so needless to say, we bought 6. And we got a 10% discount by getting the quantity of 6. And we don't run out anymore. When we get down to the last couple, we're buying more. We will not be out of recovery. And then the pre-workout that I use on here is the Nitro. And my son-in-law, well, he's not my son-in-law yet, but he will be in 4 weeks and 6 days. Not that I'm counting anybody, but I'm pretty excited about my daughter getting married. He goes, does that Nitro really work? And I had to think back to when I first started working out. I was using the Power, and I switched to the Nitro when it came out. I'm like, yeah, it jumped all my weights that I was doing, and it allowed me to do more reps. It helped in all ways, but you know, you kind of get used to some, so I kind of forgot how good it was. Not intentionally. The next day, my wife and I go to work out, and we, for whatever reason, we forgot our Nitro, and I'm literally having trouble picking the weights off the rack that I'm using to work out with. I'm like, holy cow, yes, it makes a difference. So I'm telling you from firsthand experience, these performance products rock, and we're starting to see some great results in the gym. I got my friend Steve Williamson on the call tonight, and he's lost double digits weight, and he is hitting max weights with his workouts. Just, he's astounded. You know, you don't usually lose poundage and gain strength at the same time, but with Isagenix performance products, you can. CeCe, anything else about this before we switch to the essential oils for just a minute? I'm
going to tell you, I have a nephew that's a professional athlete, a professional football player, and he swears by his Isagenix product. So he loves our shake. He loves the pre-workout. So, you know, and one of the things that he shared with me is that it really helped him cut down on his recovery time after his workout. So for him, you know, who's a 9-year veteran in the NFL, you know, he's getting up there, like he's an old dude, right? And so for him, just to be able to cut down on that recovery time, you know, for him just means, well, it means a lot of things, including, you know, millions more dollars a year in his business. But it's been amazing. I love this stuff.
Me too. And if you're a guest on our call and you're like, oh, these people are silly. We're not silly. When you get ISA happy, you're going to realize what we're talking about here. These products absolutely work. They change your life. You have an emotional response to them. And you're not going to live without them. I'm telling you right now, I mentioned earlier, my wife and I are already financially free with this business. A year and a half, we're financially free. What that means is we've got more residual income than we've got residual bills. We're not nearly financially independent like the Cepedas, who can pretty much do whatever they want, whenever they want, wherever they want. We're not there yet. However, if I was not making a penny with Isagenix, I'd still be using these products. And that says a lot, because no other business I've ever been in is that the case. Last one, we just had this product recently. I've got mine going in the background. I did the tea. It's kind of like a Melaleuca oil, and it's a soothing, it's just awesome. I've got this exact package right here, and I absolutely love it. It's new to the company, but essential oils are not new to the marketplace. So it's just another way that Isagenix went out there. They saw a way to help our customers have a more full experience with the health and wellness, and they add this line, and they did it first class. CeCe, I don't know if you've got any experience with this, but my wife would absolutely love these oils.
Oh my gosh. Right at Celebration, it was the very first thing that I wanted to make sure that I got. So absolutely, I've had them. I love them. I actually put them in my shakes. I put So this is my water bottle. I have it all day, every day. It constantly has lemon in it. It just gives, I don't know, it just tastes good. It feels good. The tumblers, so of my favorite, the tumblers is my absolute favorite. My hubby and I, we ate some restaurant that wasn't the greatest. And both of us had a little bit of bellyache, rubbed the tumblers on there. It was literally gone in a matter of a couple of minutes. And we were not expecting it all. I love our oils. I've been an oil user for years. I've been an oil user for a very, very long time. And so I'm so excited now that, that I get to buy all the money I've invested in oils. I get to now buy it through my own, health and wellness store with Isagenix. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what's cool about Isagenix. So I think 65% of us were using oils anyway, and now we get to buy it from ourselves instead of friends and stuff. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
These are just some of the different oils that are available. Again, give the person who invites you a call. You're not expected to understand all this right away. You just start with where you're at, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. Well, one of the cool things about Isagenix is it's backed by scientific research. And so I mentioned earlier the weight loss study itself, and there's more weight loss. In fact, my favorite study is the performance study, and that was done before the performance line was really in gear. They used our regular products for a performance test, and the results were amazing. Dr. Paul Sario did that. I can hardly wait to see the test with our performance products. But here's a weight loss study. Isagenix versus a healthy heart diet, 56% more weight loss, 47% more fat loss, and twice as much of the dangerous visceral fat loss. Just amazing results. In fact, the scientist, Dr. Paul Sario, when he did the test, he did not expect these results at all compared to a heart-healthy diet. He was absolutely blown away with the results, and it's amazing. So let's shift gears real quick, and we'll wrap up with getting paid, because we at least want you to get enough money to get your products for free. We want to impact world health, and we want to help financially also, but at least to help you get your products paid for. Isagenix pays daily, they pay weekly, and they pay monthly. That is absolutely amazing to me. So it's a simple process. Now, there are the complexities to the compensation plan, of course. There's leadership bonus pools, there's rank advancement pools, there's 5, 10, 20, 40 cycle bonuses. There's all kinds of cool stuff. But the bottom line is you share, they share. That's it. You share, they share. So CeCe mentioned a restaurant she went to. Wasn't a great example because they had to use tumblers afterwards. But if you go to a good restaurant, you're going to be very likely to share that with other people. If you go to a good movie or a play or a sporting event, you're going to be likely to share that with your friends and your family and other people. That's what we do here with Isagenix. We share Isagenix solutions, and the company rewards us with product introduction bonuses. So as you share, these customers can now also become associates. There's no charge to do that. They simply go in their back office, they upgrade to an associate, and they share. So it's you share, they share. In this simple example right here, with 6 customers, 2 that you share with and 4 that they share with, you can earn up to $900 if those customers that you share with bought the value pack. If they buy a smaller pack, that amounts to be a little less. If they buy the ultimate pack, it's going to be a little bit more. But think about that for just a minute. With this little activity right here, you've paid for 150% of your own value pack. Ladies and gentlemen, that is amazing. Now, where it gets exciting to me is the residual income. I mentioned earlier that my residual income exceeds my residual bills. That's what we want to help you get to. So the first step is to help you get your products paid for. And if you're content there, hey, stay there. It's perfectly okay. A lot of customers, 87% of the people using Isagenix products are customers. We love customers. But for the few percent that want to make money, this way right here is phenomenal. It's residual. It's called the power of 2. You've only got 2 teams to build, a right team and a left team. The Cepedas teach a phenomenal strategy to do it. We're not going to get into that tonight. Come back Wednesday night. We'll get more into the details of the compensation plan. It's more of a business-focused call on Wednesday nights. But basically, you're going to build just 2 teams. You're going to earn cycles on your entire group. You're going to get paid on reorders and the initial orders. It calculates daily and it pays weekly. Also, for a small fee, $49, you go into your back office, you pay a small fee of $49, and now you're not limited to your local regional area, which in our case is Canada, US, and Puerto Rico. Pretty big region, right? With the $49 annual fee, you're eligible for the international sponsorship, and that's where Michael Wiedder was talking about earlier, having the ability to build a business in all 17 countries that we're in today, 18 next month when we add Korea. That's $49 a year. It's a great investment for all of you. Now, does the income side work? Absolutely. These are some numbers that were given to us at Celebration this past year in Nashville that absolutely validate the compensation plan 100%. 27 people earning $1 million or more. I challenge you. I've done it. I've got friends who are top income earners with other network marketing companies, and I ask them what the top 10 earn, and you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Do it. It's amazing. 27 people earning $1 million or more. That's crazy. But then 19 more people between 750 and $1 million. The cool thing is once you get to a certain level, you can't stop it. What are you going to tell the people in your organization? Hey, I'm making enough money. Stop. They're building their own business. They're not building for you. That creates residual income and can create wealth. So you can look at the numbers. Absolutely works. Join us Wednesday. We'll get into more details. But now I want to wrap it back with a product. If you're a guest on our call tonight, you want to get with the person who invites you, and you want to find out what pack fits you best. Now, I will tell you, I came in with a pack on the right. It's the basic pack. Am I excited about that? Not really, but that's what I came in with. The people that want to build this as a business, they come in with the ultimate pack. Now, I later, when I saw the value of the business and the ultimate pack, I bought an ultimate pack later, but I came in with a basic pack. So you can come in with a basic pack, the premium pack, the value pack, the ultimate pack. All those are just words to you right now as a guest. But each pack, as you go from right to left, increases in value, and it increases your chances of having a good experience both with the product and with the opportunity. And so I encourage you, don't just take the cheapest of the 4 packages. Look at the one that's going to be best to meet your needs. What solution is going to work best for you? And I'll tell you, I'm not proud of this, but in the beginning, I didn't even promote all 4 packs. I only promoted the basic pack because that's how I came in. It's all I knew. And so I had a guy one night, he left one of my home meetings. And by the way, you don't have to do home meetings. I choose to do home meetings because I like being around people, but you don't have to. You can do everything online. But I do this home meeting, and the guy buys a basic pack because it's all I offered. He calls me back the next day. He's mad at me. He's mad at me. I'm like, dude, what are you mad about? I just turned you on the most phenomenal products in the world. He goes, Chuck, I went home and I ordered the other stuff I wanted, which all happened to be in what's now called a value pack, I find out. And I could have saved about $170 had I bought it last night with my value pack instead of buying the basic pack and then doing it a la carte the next day. So the company really wants you to buy the value pack. How do I know that? Because they put so much value in it that it really just makes sense. If you do your homework and you figure out what all those products are worth and the value that the company's giving you in that value pack, it by far exceeds all the others. Now, the ultimate pack on the far left, that's the one for the person who's coming in and wants to just have a successful business because it's going to give you a wide range of the products. It's going to give you enough for 2 people to use for an entire month. The ultimate pack is by far the best if you're coming in this as a business. If you're coming in solely as a customer, I probably think the value pack's your best pack. And if for economic reasons or whatever else you want to do the other 2 packs, like I said, they all work fine. And we're not going to try to upsell you. What we're going to do is we're going to lay out the facts, find out what your needs are, and find the best solution for you to achieve your goals. And so get back with the person who invites you, and we're going to help you do that. I'd like to close with this saying right here. If not this, then what? And that could be for either thing. It could be for your health or it could be for your financial solution. If not this, what? Can you find something better? I personally looked for 25 years. I was the #1 income of 4 different companies. I knew this industry worked. I just didn't find the right company. This is the company. And if not now, when? You got a lot of people say, well, the timing's not good right now. I'm a little busy or whatever. You know what? 5 years from now, you're going to be right where you are today if you don't do something different than you're doing now. So if not now, when? So I think you found the right solution tonight, and the timing couldn't be better. You find any of the people like Herman Petty Cepeda, Susan Miller, anybody who's been around for any length of time at all, and just talk to them for 3 minutes, and you'll see that they're more excited about the time and place we're in right now as Isagenix than they've ever been in their entire career. Why is that? It's because of what Michael Wiedder talked about earlier. There's a massive momentum coming to this company. Massive. Massive. I mean, you go back and look at the history of other companies like Nu Skin who had hyper momentum back in the 80s and 90s, and you see what happened to their companies. Isagenix has never experienced that. Now, we're almost $1 billion a year company, but we've never experienced hyper momentum. That hyper momentum, ladies and gentlemen, is coming. And it's not far off. I mean, we're talking weeks before it really starts. And then the next couple, 3 years are going to be unbelievable. Will this be a great opportunity 20, 30 years from now? Yeah, I believe it will. As Michael Wiedder said, I believe it's a legacy company. But I believe the next 2 or 3 years, people that come in and take this seriously, both from a product and a business standpoint, are going to set themselves up for life and create a legacy business for themselves. So we are blessed to be on the best team in Isagenix. I don't just say that flippantly. Everybody thinks we're on the best team. We know we're on the best team. Herman Petty Cepeda had the knowledge and the belief, the understanding of this business at a deep level that they're able to communicate that to us in a way that we're then able to take it and succeed at a faster level than most people. Every day, Monday through Friday, we have these great leaders who get on a conference call and teach us what they know. Again, I've been with a lot of different companies, ladies and gentlemen. If you're brand new to the industry, you are so blessed to have found this company, these products, and this team to be a part of. They pour out their hearts to us on a daily basis. They make themselves available to help us grow our business. I promise you, financially, they don't need this. They're not doing it for the money. They're doing it for the impact they can have in the world, and they want to help people like you and me have the same type of freedom that they have. Their website is besetfreelife.com, and that's what they're all about, is setting people free. So, ladies and gentlemen, you owe it to yourself to, number one, thank the person who invited you to this call, this recording. Just thank them. It meant a lot to them to invite you. We've asked them to pick out the sharpest people they know, and they invited you. So thank them for that alone. And then I highly recommend you set up an account. It's as easy as going to Amazon and set up an account. You pay a small annual fee. You get your products. If you buy one of the bigger packs, the annual fee is waived. But you get yourself set up as a customer first. And then you start using the products. If you want to experience the financial side of things, you can start right away. You don't have to wait for a great product experience. We've got hundreds of thousands of testimonies. It's been validated. The product's not on trial here. The only question is it for you? And I believe it is. CeCe, I want to thank you and Michael for jumping in tonight. You guys did a phenomenal job. I want to thank all of our guests. We'll be back Wednesday night at Zoom, same time, same channel, and bring some guests with you. This is too good to keep yourself. Share with others. God bless y'all. Have a good night.
God bless you. See ya.
Thanks,
Thank
CeCe.
you.
Great job.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.